What's up guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Hello, my name is Skyler. This is my 5-month-old Elias, and we like to film vlogs. My husband is occasionally in them, but very rarely because he's camera shy. But anyways, that's not the point. So I wanted to update you guys really quick. Please ignore the TV in the background. He's watching Adam's Family because today is actually Halloween. But anyways, I wanted to update you guys because there's been like kind of a lot going on this past month, and that's why I haven't really posted. I did post a video, but that was it was filmed like a month ago, and I just posted it. Basically, I've been doing fall festivities, okay? So my husband is not a romantic, right? Like at all whatsoever. And so I took it upon myself for us to have a pumpkin carving date, and it was basically just me, him, and Elias. Elias was not having it. He ended up going to sleep halfway through, but yeah, we ended up doing that. So here's the footage of that.
What's wrong, dude?
Why is that funny?
Tired?
Okay.
So, we decided to go to the state fair, okay? If you're from Texas, you know that the Texas State Fair is like the bomb.com. Sir, I'm trying to talk. Yes. So basically we went to the state fair, and then 2 days later he got very sick. He started running a fever. He was very fussy. It was just a mild fever at first, and then yeah, and then it got all the way up to 102.8. My baby had a fever of 102.8. So we took him to the emergency room, of course, duh. And we were there for literally 9 hours. That was for real the like worst experience of my life. Like I hated it. As a first time mom, having my son sick was already bad enough. And then on top of that, not getting answers from the doctor and being in the emergency room for so long was like driving me absolutely insane. We took him at midnight. So we were there literally all night long. We didn't leave the emergency room until like 9 something in the morning. So yeah, that was like the worst thing ever. The entire time we were there, they weren't giving him like anything, like no medicine, no anything. I was giving him Tylenol because I was like, I'm not just gonna sit here and let my baby have a fever for one. Like he's gonna literally fry his brain. And for two, he's in pain. Like what? Like what? You're literally doing nothing. Finally, they moved us to a room. They did like a nose swab on him to like test for COVID and all that stuff. So he tested positive for COVID. So we were like, okay, you know, he has COVID. That's understandable. Like, okay, whatever. We were literally at the fair like a few days ago. And then after he tested positive, we were still waiting in the room for like hours and hours. And we didn't even find out that his COVID test was positive until I think like 3 or 4 hours in to being in that room. Anthony, my husband, went to go ask the receptionist lady, like, hey, like, can we get like an update on like a time frame of like when we're gonna see an actual doctor? And she was like, oh, well, there's still like 20 people ahead of you. I can't discharge you because you haven't seen a doctor, this, that, and the third. And I was like, okay, like, can you give us any information? And then she was like, well, did they tell you his test results? And we're like, no. And then she told us it was positive, blah, 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 whatever. So then we're like, why don't we just leave? Because they're literally doing nothing. So we ended up just leaving, and then we made an appointment with his actual pediatrician and then like went that route because we were like, there's literally no point in us being here. They're not giving him medicine. Nobody's seeing him. They literally did nothing. And then, yeah, it was just the whole thing. So there was that. And then right after he got better, like I think maybe 3 or 4 days later, he got better. He stopped running a fever. He was like literally back to himself. Then I got like deathly freaking ill. I had a fever. I had the shivers. I basically like flu-like symptoms. So I was like, okay, maybe I have COVID now too. I took an at-home COVID test and it was negative. So I didn't have COVID, but he did. So yeah, hang on, my little brother's calling me. Give me just a second. Anyways, back to my story time. My little brother just called because today's literally Halloween and it's his first Halloween. So they want to come over and drink. But yeah, that was the scariest thing ever. So I hated that. But yeah, he's perfectly fine now. I'm perfectly fine. My voice, I like strained my vocals whenever I was sick because I literally like lost my voice. So in order for me to get any type of voice out, I literally had to like scream, even though it sounded like I was whispering. And then I sounded like a man for a little bit, and then I sounded like a 70-year-old smoker at one point. But yeah, that was great. But we're good now.
Look, dude.
What happened, Papa?
Where'd the cake go?
Whoa. All this cake and you want the basket. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, baby, baby, baby. He's just destroying everything now. He doesn't even care about the cake.
So hurry, if it falls on you, don't let it fall on you.